It's amazing, isn't it? Like, how fast things change in the tech world these days. I mean, seriously, one minute we're trying to wrap our heads around the latest phone, and the next thing you know, AI is out there composing symphonies, designing skyscrapers. Crazy.
It really is a fascinating time to be in this field, that's for sure. Where creativity and technology intersect, it's just wow.
Absolutely. And you hit the nail on the head. That intersection is exactly what we're diving into today, AI and how it could totally supercharge creativity. Buckle up. So we're going deep on this brand new research paper, fresh off the presses, literally just out September 20th, called Leveraging AI for Real-Time Ideation and Creativity. If you've ever thought, man, I wish my creative process had a turbo boost, this is the deep dive for you.
And, one of the things I really appreciate about this paper is how it tackles that fear. A lot of folks have, that AI is going to come for our creative
Oh,
jobs.
yeah, that's a big one. A lot of people are seriously worried about that.
Totally. But what they emphasize right away is that it's actually like the opposite. The paper argues that AI isn't about replacing designers, artists, any of that. It's about empowering them,
Hmm.
making them even better at what they do.
Okay, so more like AI is becoming our creative sidekick, Robin to our Batman.
100%. Think of it as, I don't know, having this tireless assistant who just lives to crunch data, explore design options, all that, and they give you instant feedback, nonstop, 24/7 brainstorming, buddy.
All right, I'm liking the sound of this already. So how's this actually play out in the real world, though? Where do we see it?
Well, the paper gets into how each step of the design thinking process, that five-step thing.
Empathize, define, ideate, all that. For
Right.
anyone who's not a design nerd like us.
Right, exactly. Each
Oh,
of those, AI isn't replacing them. It's like giving them a booster rocket, makes them way more powerful.
okay, now you've got my attention. Give me an example.
Sure, take the empathize stage.
Mhm.
So you're trying to figure out what your user really needs, what their pain points are. In the old days, that might mean weeks of interviews, surveys, all that jazz. Super time consuming.
Tell me about it. I've been there.
Right. But now, boom, AI tools can analyze sentiment on social media, customer reviews, massive amounts of data, and they give these crazy good insights way faster than we ever could before.
Wait, so instead of weeks or months just getting the info, you could understand your users in like days.
Exactly. And that speed boost, it impacts the whole design process.
Yeah.
From idea to prototype way faster. It's seriously got the potential to revolutionize how we solve creative problems.
It's like AI is taking those grunt work tasks off our hands and freeing us up to do the strategic, big picture thinking that humans are really good at, right?
You got it. And get this, the paper highlights how AI can actually generate ideas now in real time. They even talk about this tool called Creatatron that's like blowing people's minds.
Creatatron sounds like something out of a movie.
Right. They don't get into the nitty-gritty technical stuff in the paper, but they describe it as this real-time idea tool. Like imagine bouncing ideas off this AI partner and it throws back these wild solutions based on like a zillion designs it's already analyzed.
Dude, that would be a game changer. Like having a walking, talking encyclopedia of design, but it actually talks back to you with useful stuff.
Exactly. And that's what's so wild about this whole thing. We're not just using AI as a tool anymore. It's becoming a participant in the creative process. That back and forth between us and the AI, that's where the magic happens.
It's really blurring the lines, huh? Like what's human and what's the AI? It's getting fuzzy.
For sure. And it brings up these really interesting questions. For instance, if an AI helps design something big, who gets credit? Who owns it?
Whoa, yeah. Big existential questions right there. And it feels like we're just scratching the surface of what's possible. So we're seeing all this cool stuff about AI boosting creativity.
Yeah.
But it makes me wonder, like, what about the human touch, the empathy part of design? Can a machine really get that?
That's the million-dollar question, right? And it might seem kind of crazy,
It does.
but AI might actually be able to make us more empathetic, not less.
Hold on, seriously, I gotta hear this.
Think about it. AI is amazing at spotting patterns, right? Like
Right.
way better than us. So when it comes to empathy, it can look at tons of data, social media, reviews, everything, and pick up on these subtle needs, frustrations, things we totally miss.
You mean like reading between the lines of what people are saying online?
Exactly. The paper gives this example. Imagine a company that thinks their customer service is great based on how fast they reply to emails or whatever.
Seems logical, right?
Totally. But then they use AI to analyze like thousands of reviews, social posts, all that.
Okay, and go.
What happens? The AI finds this one thing, this pain point that's coming up over and over that the company totally missed. People were annoyed with this one step during online checkout, but it wasn't obvious just from the numbers.
Wow. So the AI was like, hey, dummies, you're missing this crucial thing.
Basically, it's
Yeah.
like the AI tapped into this collective subconscious of all their customers, found the hidden frustration nobody else spotted.
That's kind of freaky, but also amazing.
Right. But it gets cooler. AI doesn't just find the problem, it can start suggesting solutions too, by looking at what worked in other places or spotting trends we haven't even noticed yet.
So it's not just understanding, it's like problem solving with empathy.
Exactly. That's the power of it. AI helps us get past our own limited views and really grok what humans need. And that makes our designs, our products, everything way more impactful.
This is blowing my mind. So we've gone from faster ideas to like deep emotional understanding, all thanks to AI.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, isn't it?
But, and I gotta ask, with all this amazing potential, we gotta be careful too, right? I mean, this is powerful stuff.
Oh, absolutely. There are definitely challenges, things we have to be cautious about as we go down this road.
Yeah, it's like we're holding this door open to this whole new world of creativity, but we gotta make sure we're not like unleashing chaos at the same time. What are some of those challenges we need to be wary of?
Well, one of the big ones is making sure these AI tools are available to everyone, not just a select few.
Hmm.
We don't want to accidentally create this even bigger divide between the haves and have-nots when it comes to creativity.
Right, totally. Democratizing access has got to be a priority. It shouldn't be like only the mega corporations or whoever get to benefit from this AI creative revolution.
100%. And it's not even just access to the tools themselves, it's the education part too, right?
Mm.
People got to know how to actually use this stuff effectively, ethically. Otherwise, it's like giving a kid a chainsaw fund for nobody.
Perfect analogy. It all comes back to how we use the tools, not just the tools themselves. We got to make sure AI is enhancing human creativity, not like trying to replace us entirely.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And you know what that makes me think of? Transparency. As these AI systems get more complex, we need to be able to peek under the hood, so to speak.
Mm.
Understand how they're making decisions, what data they're trained on, all that.
Yeah, transparency is huge, especially with something as subjective as creativity, right? Like, we need to make sure these AI aren't just perpetuating the same old biases or something.
Precisely. We want to expand our creative possibilities, not limit them.
Yeah.
Right. And that's why the research, the open discussions, all that, it's more important than ever. We got to keep figuring out the ethical side of AI and creativity and make sure we're building a future that works for everyone.
This has been such a mind-bending conversation, seriously. And I feel like we're just getting warmed up, honestly. But before we go, any final words of wisdom for our listeners out there, especially those who are like, all right, I'm ready to jump into this AI creativity thing?
I'd say go for it. Dive in, explore, experiment. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. But, and this is a big day, but always bring your critical thinking skills along from the ride. Ask the tough questions, challenge the assumptions, that kind of thing. The future of creativity is all about collaboration, and that includes collaborating with AI. It's going to be wild.
Love that. Be bold, be curious, but don't check your brain at the door. Sounds like a recipe for some seriously amazing creative breakthroughs to me. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive, everyone. Until next time, keep those creative sparks flying.